Ti, ta, ti, ta, ti, ta, ti, ta. Hola, ¿cómo estáis, gentecilla bonica? Espero que estéis muy bien. Yo soy ánima y bienvenidos al siguiente capítulo de Before Your Eyes. Lo he hecho con ritmo y todo, al ritmo del metrónomo. En fin, vamos a ver qué tal. What?
You finally hit the jackpot, Flapjack. All the nobody nothings dying every day. You finally sink your hook into a... Whoa!
Está orgulloso,
There you are. Well, hello, sir. If I had realized, I would have cleaned up. I'm just used to fishing up a different class of soul.
Oh, vaya.
I mean, sure, I've had scientists, a couple college athletes here or there, but whew, an internationally renowned painter?
¿Qué dices? ¿En serio?
The gatekeeper's gonna eat you up. Hey, speaking of that, why don't we give your story a test run? Maybe you help me out with the word choice, since, you know, I'm still working on that. See if I'm getting all the strokes right, the proper composition, if you catch my drift.
Sí, sí, te pillo.
Forget about it. All right.
Here we go.
Here we go. Gatekeeper! Before you stands the soul of a great man. Now, would you describe yourself as a happy kid or a lonely one?
Solitaria, porque fue un niño solitario.
His childhood was a lonely one.
Sí.
Growing up as a strange, quiet child in an isolated seaside town. And, what'd you say your mom was? A composer or an accountant?
Fue compositora, aunque trabajó de contable.
His mother was a composer.
Eso.
With the need to support her family,
Sí.
took a
Ahí
job
va,
as an
eso.
accountant.
Eso, sí.
How would you describe her as a teacher? More encouraging or demanding?
Exigente. Luego,
Kind of like your champion or more like a taskmaster?
exigente. Sí.
Therefore, as his piano teacher, she was
Sí.
over-demanding, forcing him to practice day in and day out,
Sí.
hoping that he might one day achieve that greatness that she never could.
Eso es cierto.
And how about that neighbor girl? What was she to you? Was she your best friend or your first love?
Yo creo que fue solo.
Be honest here. Don't be bashful, man. You can tell me.
Yo creo que fue su primer amor. Además, creo que ella se le estaba declarando.
But on the eve of his big audition, he completely dropped the ball, staying up all night with his first love and blowing it the next day.
Pero no supo de él.
Now, from that moment forward, his mother gave up on him. She knew he didn't have what it took to be a truly great musician. But little did she know, she just picked the wrong medium, right?
Eso, me había equivocado.
See, when he was 12 years old,
Hostia, tú un
he
curso.
got sick.
Una enfermedad.
And he had to stay inside for an entire year. And in that year, he rediscovered a talent he'd forgotten. Painting.
La pintura, ¿sí?
Sure, he loved finger painting as a child. Color and shape were the first languages he learned to speak. But for the first time,
Wow.
he saw it in a more serious light. He was accepted into an exclusive art school where he caught the eye of an esteemed professor who launched his work into the national
Porque hacen
spotlight.
ruido.
Now be quiet, all of you. With expectations on his career mounting, he stalled himself into bankruptcy which turned out to be a blessing, for it wasn't until he returned home to the house he grew up in that he began work on what would ultimately be considered his masterpiece. I said shut up, you scumballs! You lucky fowls!
Parece que dice, why not?
Right! I get it! I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
A ver si le están diciendo mentiroso. O algo así. O que hay algo que falla.
I had assumed as much anyway. I should probably tell you. Those things, they're not regular gulls. They're liar birds.
Me lo lía.
They're what becomes of souls who try to lie to the gatekeeper. And once they try that, they're never allowed near her city again. I get to feeling bad for not defending them right, so they just stay on with me. Living reminders of my oratory shortcomings. Oh, yeah, good thinking. I'll be back to get you once I'm done with this one. Hopefully you won't be seeing him again. You're a flea-bitten sap, you know that? Just look at him. Poor fool doesn't know what he's in for.
Como que no sé lo que le espera. ¿A mí? ¿Lo estás diciendo a mí? ¿Que soy un zoquete? Oye. ¿Un respeto?
Now don't think that I haven't dealt with people like you. You're ashamed of something. Something so terrible, you're trying to blink right past it.
¿Qué?
Because if the gatekeeper knew, she'd have to dream up fresh new hells to punish someone as worthless as you. And I'm sure you're right. I'm sure you're the rottenest soul that I ever fished out of that black muck.
Pero, ¿qué te pasa?
I should have thrown you back and sanitized my paw as soon as I laid eyes on you. But it's too late for that. We're in this together. And the gatekeeper, she'll see right through your fake lies as if they were glass.
¿Qué?
So I'm gonna ask you again to start from the very beginning. And this time, I want the truth.
¿Que no le he contado la verdad?
This ain't a schoolyard staring contest, buddy. Now you best close those beady little eyes of yours before we run out of time.
Vale. O sea, tenemos que volver al principio.
Not this.
Now play the C major chord I taught you. Remember?
Come on, keep blinking. I haven't found it yet.
Doesn't that make you feel happy?
You know, my father once told me, when I was about your age, the only way to fight against time is to create a work of genius, which might live on after you're gone.
Sí.
So I asked him, what about your children? Thinking, I might be a work of genius just as I was.
I get all this. We need to move. This. Stay here.
Este
What did
momento.
your mother hear on that phone call?
A ver.
I'm getting it. Hello? Yes, of course. This is Elle, his daughter.
¿Su hija? ¿Que se ha muerto?
Oh,
I see. She knew she hadn't yet lived up to her father's expectations. And now, she never could.
Se habrá
Let's keep
muerto el
going.
abuelo.
You really need to stay in time with the metronome,
Por eso solo veo
okay?
soy
You're a
gente.
prodigal talent. I get it. Let's move.
The eternally indebted.
What did you just say?
This isn't a trip down memory lane. I need you to stay focused.
God, honey, I'm worried too.
I know, sweetie.
Ernie! Kid! Come to Papa!
Yes, I understand about the cat. Let's keep going.
Still not understanding how you let this happen.
I don't
Yo
know.
que sé, no pensé mucho, sé así de las cosas.
What's happened?
You just happened to find a stranger.
Nos quedamos, pese a que odio con los gatos. Y ahora resulta que aparece para otros 5. Eso era lo que faltó. Pero ahora no sé qué es a los gatos. Para ser profesora de cine solo se te va a faltar las señales. Sí.
Okay, that's funny.
¿Dónde están los gatos? Vale. Hostia. No quiero pensar que... Ostras. Han matado al gato y a los gatitos. Puede ser. Porque esos sonidos no son normales, ¿eh? Oh Dios, oh Dios, oh Dios. ¿Eso es sangre?
The death of those cats must have taught you a terrifying lesson. That simply being alive wasn't enough. So then you went to work to make yourself sensational.
Listen to him, Richard. I'm enlisting him in that competition.
I thought you said competitions took the joy out of playing music.
Not if you win.
True.
I like hanging out with you a lot, which is weird because after what happened with my mom, I never
Stay
liked to
here?
be with anyone.
I know you want to stay here, man, but we don't have the time.
So this has been a big surprise for me this year, in a lot of ways. I think I like that you let me talk. My cousin never lets me talk. My dad does,
Quédate aquí.
but I can tell he's not really listening.
I'm not worried about who you are, Benny. I'm worried about who you're going to become.
I get all this. We need to move.
¿Y esto?
Hey, Elle, would you mind taking a quick walk with me down to my office?
Come on, keep blinking. I haven't found it
before I
yet.
let you two go.
Oh, yes, of course.
We can focus and make sure you're
Otro más aquí.
staying engaged.
Can you please try to speak a little softer? I really don't want him to hear us talking over.
Esto me da mal rollo.
I mean, what's the point?
What do you mean? What's the point? What does that mean?
What's the point of any of it? If he's never gonna get any better.
¿Qué?
Okay. Let's not say that. Okay? We know we don't mean it.
I know I don't. I know.
I mean, what if he heard one of us saying something like that?
I'd never forgive myself.
It's okay. He's asleep.
¿Qué?
It's okay.
I see. You got sick. You howled at the moon at the top of your lungs.
Como los lobos que arrebatan la vida de tus gatitos. Con la enfermedad te va a arrebatar la vida. Entonces él es un lobo.
You were sick for a long time, weren't you? Sicker than healthy kids are supposed to get?
Sí, parece.
Well, no matter how painful it gets, I need you to remember.
Entonces no me
We're
llevo a ser adulto.
almost at the end of this. I promise.
Pues tú me trataste fatal,
You know
bro.
what to do. Go ahead and blink.
This isn't video game time. I want you to figure out something actually productive to do while you're home from school. Try writing with it.
¿Escribir? Ostras, con una máquina de escribir. Hola, mamá.
Well, hello, Benny. It was your grandfather's, but I used it in college to write lyrics.
Oh. Qué artista.
Exactly. It was very artsy. Actually, I was just good at fooling your dad. Made him think I was some kind of genius.
Uy. ¿Qué puedo escribir?
Why don't you write the story of your life so far? And then what you're going to do once you get better. That's the story I want to hear. Story of who you're going to become, okay?
¿Por qué me da tan mala vibración eso? La maravillosa vida de Benjamin. Uy. Tuvo una infancia solitaria, fue un niño peculiar y callado que creció en un pueblo recóndito de la costa. Eso es lo que estaba diciendo el lobo, ¿no? Su madre era una compositora. Con necesidad de apoyar a su familia, ¿no? Su madre fue compositora y para apoyar a su familia trabajó además de contable, sí.
Man, this is wild. You really got into this, didn't you? Oh, here I am. But on the eve of his big audition, he completely dropped the ball, staying up all night with his first love and blowing it the next day.
Oh, first love.
First love? Okay, Benny. And you know, we really could have just slept on the beach another night. But I'm also glad we didn't because, well, another night wouldn't be the same night, if that makes sense. Okay, back to the story. He'd loved finger painting as a child. Color and shape were the first languages he learned to speak. Man, you take your doodle seriously. I did not realize, but I respect it. I respect it, I do.
You are going to be in there for about 30 minutes, so try to get comfortable.
Ah, sí. Un tac, una resonancia magnética.
You're doing great, buddy. Just a little longer, okay?
Pues vamos a aguantar aquí un rato. ¿Ya? Sí, parece ser que ya.
Knock, knock. You're gonna be so annoyed with me, but I couldn't help but overhear Chloe reading aloud from what I think was your story the other night. I know. I promised myself I wouldn't eavesdrop, but I would really love to read it if you'd let me. What do you say? You know I'm such a big fan of anything you do. I can't.
Just go in there and tell him you loved it.
I'm sorry, I just can't. Not right now.
Okay, don't worry. Just go to bed.
¿Qué pasa?
I'll talk to you. Hey, B. Just want you to know that Mom loved your story. She's just, I think it was just very emotional for her to read. But I thought it was great. I mean, look at this. His childhood was a lonely one, growing up a strange and quiet child in an isolated seaside town. I mean, I'm certainly bummed you feel that way. But what I want to know is, where'd you learn to write so well? All those cool words. Reads like Dickens. Really just very cool stuff, kiddo. You should be very proud, okay?
Oye, pues...
Okay. Love you, buddy.
Pues entonces, a ver... ¿Se le da bien la escritura? Ya bien fue un pringado. Oh, Dios mío. Fue Perrin que ha pisado la tierra. Ay, mi amor, no digas eso. He even tried to fight. Ni siquiera intentó combatir su enfermedad. ¡Ah! Se quedó tumbado esperando la muerte. ¡Ay, cariño! ¿Qué es esto? ¡Ostras, qué es esto!
Richard, get up!
I'm up. What's going on?
I think he's unconscious. Call the paramedics now.
Okay, I'm doing it.
I'm just gonna wait with you here, okay? I'm gonna hold your hand. You feel that? That's me. That's your mom. That's Mama. It's really up here.
So if he's ever in pain, all he needs to do is press that red button and the drug will administer itself.
Thank you so much. You know, I know my wife would normally want to thank you herself.
No, I understand. It hits mothers the hardest, this sort of thing.
Thank you for understanding. It's been a rough one.
Dios.
Hey, Eddie. Yeah, hey man, it's Richard. Listen, I know Elle's been missing in action, but I just want you to understand things have taken a really bad turn here. Yeah, no, that's not going to be possible. To be honest, your whole tone is pissing me off right now. Yes, I understand you have a business to run. Ooh. It's a very cliche thing to say to me in a time like this. Okay.
Van a quitarla de la empresa. Van a
well,
echarla.
Then I guess all I can say is screw you too. I said screw you too. Yeah, man, that's all I got.
Ostras.
Hey, this isn't funny, you know. What, you're too scared to talk to me? Well, just so you know, I know you're faking. Because if you were really sick, like actually sick, you'd have told me already. I happen to actually know about this stuff. So the fact that you are faking just so you don't have to go to school with me is actually ridiculous.
Toda la cara. Y que sepas que necesito tu ayuda en clase de historia. La verdad es que nunca me ha hecho falta ayuda en clase de historia. Era evidente que estaba más solo que la una y no tenía amigos. ¡Oye! No se conocido hasta nunca. Pero... Joder.
I remember when you were just 4 years old. Mom was going through a pretty tough time. I mean, not as tough as now, but yeah, her music had been rejected, and she's having trouble adjusting to her quiet little life out here, and I feared that I was losing her. But then you played this on the piano, and just your little hands reaching up for the keys. She just couldn't believe how gifted you were. And once she heard that, well, it was like you brought her right back to me. So, I was wondering if maybe you could do that trick again. Try closing your eyes. See if you can remember.
Wait, that's my piece. How did you figure out how to play that?
Ay, estaba mayor.
Keep playing, B. She's listening.
¿Dónde está mi padre? Bueno, pues nuestra madre ha perdido el trabajo. Y nosotros estamos aquí con respiración artificial, supongo ya, porque el suero, madre mía. Me parece que no me alcanza la adultez, ¿eh? No sé por qué. con las constantes vitales y todo. Qué pena da, ¿eh? Pues nada, gente, vamos a dejarlo aquí. ¿Te piensas que el juego este es una cosa? En realidad es otra. Madre mía del amor hermoso. ¿Cómo han cambiado las tornas, Madre mía del amor hermoso. Nada, espero que, bueno, os haya emocionado, porque os ha gustado, no sé si sería la palabra, el vídeo. Así que ya sabéis, darle like, suscribiros al canal, comentad qué os ha parecido y... Madre mía, me queda un poco trastocada, Jolín. Y compartir el vídeo. Wow, madre mía, santa. En fin, nos veremos en el siguiente vídeo. Yo no sé si el siguiente va a ser el último porque no tiene pinta de que la enfermedad vaya mejor, Veremos a ver cómo termina esto. Venga, gente. Chao.